What's going on, you guys? It's Perry the Entertainer back again for another video, and this is your review for the 2014 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. You guys can go down in the description box and click down all the links down there. Go leave in the comments what did you guys think about the show. Let's dive right into this thing. The first match was a pre-show match. I think it was Mark Henry and Bo Dallas. If you guys wanted to go see that, you guys can go see that. I'm not going to talk about it because I did not see the pre-show. In fact, I was actually kind of at my football game. You know, we won, but no big deal. First match of the actual night was Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro in the 2 out of 3 falls match for the Intercontinental Championship match. And like I said in my pre-show, that, well, it of course didn't make it to air, but I do have it recorded, so if you guys do want to see it, I can definitely upload it for you guys at a later date. This match stole the show, even though the show just began. It was amazing. It was very good for only, what did they say, about 12 minutes. I didn't agree with the finish, having Dolph Ziggler go over 2-0, because it did kind of hurt Cesaro, but it was still such a fantastic match. Cesaro's easily one of the top-tier mid-carders down there, and I have no doubt that he will be a world champion within a year. Like I said on my pre-show, I made the bold statement that Cesaro will be a champion within the next, I'm going to expand it to 2 years now, because right now he's kind of like struggling in the mid card, so I don't really want to put myself in a position where, they're forcing, they have to push him up there. It's like, does WWE listen to the fans? Which obviously they do, because that's why Daniel Bryan got over. But I see Cesaro becoming WWE champion within the next 2 years, so you can put that down your calendar. 2016, if I'm still here, I'm sure I will, but if I'm still here, you guys can come on my comments saying, PT, you were wrong, click, funny shit like that. Like I said, very good match, but I did not agree with the finish of having Dolph Ziggler go over 2-0. But like I said, I thought it was very good. It definitely helped the IC Championship. Next match, Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella. If the winner becomes the loser, no, the loser becomes the winner's personal assistant for 30 days, and if the loser does not comply, she'll be forced to quit WWE. Nikki gets the win in about a little over 6 minutes. I took a pee during this break, and I took a pee during this match. Came back and the match was still on, so I was like, okay, maybe this is actually going to be something good. And that's what we got. We got a good 6 minutes out of these two. Bunch of jumping around and shit like that. I kind of expected something like this. Having the face have to kind of put up with the heel shit for a month, and yeah, I guess maybe we might see Brie turn heel. Probably not, because she's with Daniel Bryan and she's doing this for Daniel Bryan. Or hell, this is probably going to end with Brie quitting WWE again. So, whoopee. Next match is for... the Tag Team Championships. Gold and Stardust. I don't really care at this point. Versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. Match went a little bit over 10 minutes. I was saying during Twitter, though, that I felt that the excitement for this match was drained because of all the six-mans, because like the excess of six-mans that they used to kind of hype this feud up really just kind of like killed the mood, and it killed my excitement for this match, because I was expecting it, because it seems like this is basically, your everyday Raw to this point. But it was a pretty good match towards the end. Cody and Goldust ended up getting the victory. Goldust getting the win for his team. So maybe this does set up some sort of, I don't know what they're planning on doing with the tag team titles. Especially when we get later on into the review, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. But where does this put the Usos? The faces of the tag division lose their last opportunity. Do they get another opportunity at Survivor Series, or are they just going to be a part of some big, Survivor Series elimination match, which I would not mind. I actually wouldn't mind seeing something like that, because it's pay-per-views like that kind of put the tag division kind of in perspective, and it puts them in their rightful, respectful place. So I think that's very good. Next match, John Cena versus Randy Orton. This match went about 26 minutes. John Cena ended up getting the win with a super FU. John Cena will be facing Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship sometime in the next couple months or something like that, getting a future championship match. I don't agree with the finish. I didn't agree with having John Cena go over. I felt Randy Orton should have went over, feed someone new to Brock, instead of having him just get over by facing Cena all the time. He's going to fight Cena for the third time now, fourth time, with him coming back over the last 2 years. So he's fought Cena 4 times, beaten him three. Well, he's gonna fight him 4 times, beat him twice. But I thought it was good towards the end. It was getting a little more so like a Randy Orton match towards the middle of the match, but Orton definitely helped pick it up. There are a couple points where they used the steel steps. John Cena almost committed murder and almost threw steel steps at Randy Orton. Luckily, Randy Orton moved out of the way. Feels like the only one that actually took that like a man was Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt took that to the flipping head. But we're going to dive into Bray Wyatt a little later because he did show up later on in the show. Sorry, spoiler alert. Should have said that earlier, but like I said, I thought it was a pretty good match. At this point, I still think Dolph and Cesaro was the best match of the night. Of course, that's going to definitely change when we talk about the main event. But Orton and Cena definitely delivered for being the match that everyone didn't want to look forward to. They felt like they had to sit through it so that they could get to Rollins and Ambrose. I feel that we definitely got our money was worth for this. I thought Cena and Orton definitely did their part to make this a very special chapter in the history of this feud. So, good match out of Cena and Orton. I definitely would recommend you guys checking that out on the WWE Network for about $10. So if you got $10 in your pocket, bam, you got the network. Sixth match of the night, well, fifth match of the night actually. Sheamus versus The Miz. Match went about 8.5 minutes. Didn't really do anything. Like I said, a lot. I mean, didn't really do a whole lot for The Miz. More so Mizdow. Mizdow was hysterical during this match, especially at the end. Miz, I think, went for I don't know if it was a drop kick or like a forearm, a diving forearm shot or something on Sheamus, and Sheamus boots him right in the face. Bro kick covers him 1, 2, 3. Mizdow on the outside was just hysterical. Like he was really into this, and it was funny just watching him on the outside, especially when Miz would ever when he'd get the upper hand. Like how they have that casual spot where the heel always puts in like a rest hold and everything, and watching Sandow do like a chokehold to like some invisible person, I thought that was hysterical. It seems like Mizdow is more over than the Miz, and that's actually kind of sad because I think the Miz is talented, but Mizdow is just in a position to shine right now. I didn't see the pre-show, so I didn't see Mizdow TV, but I heard that it was hysterical, and it definitely led into this feud. At the end, I think Sheamus was playing like necrophiliac, or no, what is it? He was playing with dead bodies. He was. Well, you get it because I think there was like a Courage episode. If all my if those vintage fans are out there, there's an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog where like I think Eustace and Muriel like turn into puppets or something, and Courage is playing along with their dead bodies like they never died and shit. Like he was doing that, and he was grabbing Miz and making dance around, and of course Mizdow being the stunt double, he had to kind of act it out himself, and it was a funny moment at the end doing YMCA. I actually got a kick out of that. Yeah, I got a kick out of Sheamus. That's right. He hit a second bro kick on the Miz that Mizdow sold better than Miz, but yeah, I know that hurts to say because I'm the Miz fan, but whatever. Like I said, I feel that putting Miz in the main event would hurt him because there's too many people in there already, and later on we actually got the return of another guy that is going to be another cook to the already crowded kitchen. So, I'm going to let you guys be the judge on that. Do you guys think the Miz should be in the main event or Mizdow? Do you guys think Mizdow should get a championship match? I'd love to see like Mizdow get a championship match against Sheamus, have Mizdow win the belt, and then have Miz get jealous or something like that. Maybe it does turn Sandow into a baby face, but hey, maybe he needs a baby face run. If I can talk today, Jesus Christ. If maybe Sandow does need a babyface run with the title, I think that'd be pretty cool. Have him put up against Miz and make him legit. I mean, that'd be pretty cool to see. I think. What do you guys think about that? Sixth match of the night if you're counting the pre-show match. Rusev defeating the Big Show. It was about 8 minutes, and Rusev won by submission. That's what it says on Wiki. He did not win by submission. Big Show was knocked out. I think this was like the same match that we got on Raw a couple weeks ago. It was just bland. It was kind of boring at some points. Mark Henry came out towards the end and teased the heel turn. We were waiting for it, but we're waiting. We think we're waiting for the inevitable. but I don't think that it's going to happen. It's not. It seems they're too buddy and everything right now to even like consider what would a Mark Henry and Big Show feud do at this point? Like none of them are in the title picture. They're not in the tag title picture. They're not in any title picture. Like what good would come out of a Mark Henry heel turn besides the return of maybe the Hall of Pain, like the real legitimate Hall of Pain from like 3 years ago? Like what? There would be no real point to turn Mark Henry or turn the Big Show against each other. But it did make Rusev look very strong considering he fought off two behemoths, the world's strongest man, the world's largest athlete. So fighting two big guys off definitely made Rusev look like a beast tonight. Um, and Rusev ended up getting the win despite all the shit the WWE's been putting us through with the USA and Russia feud over the last couple weeks and him kicking a flipping soldier in the face a couple weeks ago, or he did that last week, and Big Show making this big presidential speech saying, "Oh, give me liberty or give me Rusev." So, I guess that's a thing. Seventh match of the night. AJ beating Paige by submission. I think she won with the Black Widow. It was horrible. Seven about 6:49, 7 minutes. It says. Paige tapped out before the hold was even locked in. Like that was how bad this was. I wasn't paying attention. After the match, I think Paige hit Alicia, and some shit's gonna be brewing there. So I don't know if Paige is a babyface or Alicia, but quite frankly, I don't give 10 shits. This feud died after the potato, the hot potato of the last pay per view. So I feel doing this again is just drawing it out. You're just, you're drawing unnecessary blood at this point, and add more fuel to a fire if you want to use that analogy. But it's just dead. It's just dead. Don't bring it back. AJ, I'd like to see her face Naomi. Well, I know I would say Natalia, but then again, like I said, these guys are not going to be getting matches because of them being on the Total Divas show. So Mr. McMahon does not like his Total Divas being champions, and now that includes like 7/8 of the roster, they're in a pretty bad pickle, to say the least. Final match of the night. And it's funny how I can say final match of the night, and not everybody's going to try and go to Stamford, Connecticut and burn down WWE headquarters because they actually thought that John Cena and Randy Orton were going to main event the show. Well, it turns out they were only the fourth match of the night, and Rollins and Ambrose got the main event primetime slot. So, congratulations, Stamford. You get to survive for another day until tomorrow comes along and John Cena calls out Brock Lesnar again or something like that. So you get to survive another day with your glass house and shit. Ambrose and Rollins, this wasn't even a match. This was just a fight. Like it was, Ambrose goes out there, climbs the cage. He's got no, he didn't climb the cage first. He went in the ring, threw in like 200 chairs. So it started looking like, the Terry Funk Mick Foley thing from back in ECW a long ass time ago. It started looking like that in the ring. Actually, it started looking like Undertaker and Mankind, that Hell in a Cell, which we'll dwell into that in a minute. There was a couple spots in this match that I would like to kind of highlight, but throwing chairs in the ring. This is the big culmination of Ambrose finally getting his hands on Rollins inside a steel cage so he can't go anywhere. So he's throwing that stuff in the ring. He's got a couple tables involved and everything. He climbs up the cell, and he's standing there. His music's kind of going. He's got a kendo stick, by the way, like in his a backpack behind him. Rollins' music starts. He got his two goons out there, Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble, which, by the way, two incredible cruiserweights, just saying. Tells them to go climb the cell, get Ambrose down. Ambrose beats the shit out of him with the kendo stick. While he's beating the shit out of them with the kendo stick, Seth Rollins is climbing the back of the cell so Ambrose can't find or he doesn't see him, and blindsides him. Now all three of them attacking Ambrose. Rollins is directing traffic, telling flipping these two guys to throw Ambrose off the cell, and he threw him. And the way he said to throw him was like into the crowd. Like if they threw him, he would have landed in the audience. And I'm not expecting like a Spike Dudley thing with Bam Bam and Spike Dudley from ECW. Like I'm not expecting everyone to like throw their hands up and let them, crowd surf across Dallas, Texas. I think that'd be pretty funnier than hell, but I don't think that's what we would have expected. But Ambrose is going to fight out of it. He fought out of it. Finally got Ambrose, or he got Rollins. Rollins starts climbing down, so does Ambrose. Sets up the big spot of the night, which was a 10-foot, and it was 10-foot because they fell about halfway down the cell. Both Ambrose and Rollins fell through the Spanish and English announce tables, which was kind of a watered-down version of the Mick Foley one, which I didn't mind. I liked them kind of trying to recreate it and kind of give it respects and everything. But maybe it was because of the height. I mean, maybe it's just the kid inside of me who's like, come on, they could have fell from 60 and it would have been awesome. And it's like, then the adult comes out and goes, yeah, well, they probably would have died. Well, I didn't mind it after I kind of thought about it. I thought it was pretty cool. Why Ambrose fell, I really didn't know. It seems like he just kind of went with it. But both guys end up getting stretchered out. Ambrose, of course, being the fucking lunatic that he is, breaks free, starts beating up Rollins, throws him into the cage, and the match begins from there. And to that, we got an incredible, I think it says here 13 minutes. I don't know if that was how long the match was or how long the actual thing was. Like the actual, entire segment, entire angle at this point was. But man, oh man, was this a great match. It was so good. It made Cesaro and Ziggler look like amateur hour. That's how good I thought it was. Maybe not amateur hour. That's kind of giving, a little disrespect there, but I thought it was still definitely a good match. Towards the end of the match, Ambrose, he got back suplexed on a chair, and I think both guys ended up going through tables at some point. No, not the announce tables, like actual tables. Kane ended up getting involved with a fire extinguisher, and it's funny how that was the only thing that he actually was involved in. One thing I didn't like was the commentators didn't bring up any sort of like Randy Orton, like, oh, Rollins turned his back on Randy Orton. It didn't really do anything like that, and Orton was not involved in this angle, which I, again, wasn't really agreeing with at this point. But at the end was where everything hit the fan, but in a good way. Ambrose somehow got his hands on cement blocks. Why they were under the ring or why they were wherever the hell they were, I don't know. Throws him into the ring. Well, of course he couldn't throw him, but you get what I mean. Puts Rollins' head right on top of one, tells him he's going to kill him, you son of a bitch. Goes to do something and the lights go out and you hear someone talking in tongues and it's like, oh shit, like I'm getting the Undertaker vibes at this point. And I'm like, I knew it was Bray Wyatt at this point. I knew it was Bray Wyatt doing it, but like the tongues made it sound like it was like the Undertaker. I'm talking like Ministry Taker. I thought I was getting that vibe, and it was cool. In the middle of the ring was the Bray Wyatt lantern. It started lighting up, and smoke came out of it, and a fucking badass hologram came out of it, and it looked like a guy walking. I don't know who the hell it was, but maybe that was it. And then out from the smoke pops the returning Bray Wyatt, beating the goddamn hell out of Dean Ambrose, beating the holy hell out of him. I think the lights went out one more time. The lights came back on, and Wyatt was doing his hands, his little like spider walk thing. He hit he hit Ambrose with like the Ezekiel Jackson's old finisher. Like he did that to him. Rollins covered Ambrose. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Seth Rollins, in a fantastic match. Very good finish. And I have nothing really to complain about this. Usually I try and find somewhere because, I didn't like the Night of Champions finish to begin with. And then after I started thinking about it, I liked it. I liked the SummerSlam. Well, not going to say I liked it, but at the beginning, at first I did. And now that it's like, boy, do I regret that. But this one, I really don't have any really complaints about it. I liked Bray Wyatt's return. The one thing, though, is I would like some clarification as to what the hell it was, but we'll probably get that tomorrow night on Raw. Overall, this show exceeded my expectations. My expectations were set very high for this show. How the hell do you have Ziggler, Cesaro, Cena, Orton, and I had a feeling they were going to, especially if you put them in the cell, I had a feeling they were going to deliver. You had Miz and Sheamus, and Rusev's getting there. AJ Lee Paige I could give two shits about now. I'm starting to think AJ Lee's overrated. Yeah, I fucking said it. And I'll get to that in another video or something, or maybe I'll get to that on the podcast whenever the hell we do that next. Um, and Ambrose and Rollins were just incredible. Exceeded my expectations. I originally, on paper, I gave this a 7. I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 because I was so intrigued with this pay per view. I can't wait to see what has to transpire on Raw tomorrow. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know what you guys have to say about Hell in a Cell down in the comments section below. Well, of course, I'm not going to really. I think I'm going to turn off ratings for this video. I think I'm just going to accept all comments. So let me know what you guys thought about Hell in a Cell. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What did you dislike about it? What did you like about it? And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the show. It keeps us going and it lets me know that you care. And yeah, that's about it. Our 21-minute review is up, even though it feels like 10. And yeah, that's about it. I'm out. Till next time, which is probably be tomorrow. Perry the Entertainer signing out. And peace. Thank you guys for watching.